It's Monday, February 9th, and you're watching the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by our good friends over at FanDuel. I'm your host for today, Jay Cooper, alongside my producer, Mike Bennett, behind the boards, making everything run nice and smoothly. Got a great show for you today. Lots to talk about here. Fantastic weekend. I don't know if you guys heard, but there was a pretty big thing that happened this weekend. The Eglinton LRT opened. That's an inside baseball Toronto reference. That thing's been being built, subway station being built for 15 years. No, of course, the Super Bowl last night, Seahawks beat the Patriots 29-13. And I will say, if you've been watching this show, tuning in, kind of sensing, reading the tea leaves on what my opinions are, if you watch the player prop extravaganza over on Forward Progress, I had a pretty damn good read on this game, and I will give myself a pat on the back for this one because I had a great read on this game. Drake May didn't look too hot. The Seahawks defense looked great. Seahawks offense didn't look that good either. And I also love, by the way, how the first thing that came out of Sam Darnold's mouth was, we had a great game, but I think the offense could have played better. Like, what a psychopath this guy is. What an absolute psychopath. Great game all around. Had tons of fun. Had a great time at my Super Bowl party. Curious to hear what you guys did for your Super Bowls. If you let us know in the chat down below. Anyone else notice the under 38.5 first downs? Yeah. So, okay, this is a little funny. So, Bear Guy Raps talking about the under 38.5 first downs. There was 38 first downs in the game, but I believe the 39th first down was on the last play from Travion Henderson. But I guess maybe because they didn't line up, because they didn't, I don't know, snap the ball. Didn't really count as a first down. I don't know how that worked out. We were cruising for the under. Got by the skin of our teeth. Anyways, it's a great game all around. So much happened for the Super Bowl. Let's bring up our guests for today. We got Corbie coming on. We're going to talk a little bit about college basketball. React to the Super Bowl, of course. And talk about some halftime show stuff. Because, man, the biggest story of the weekend wasn't the Super Bowl. It was what the hell was going on in the halftime show. There was almost $50 million in liquidity traded through some prediction markets traded through one prediction market. I haven't checked the other ones here, though. But tons of money coming in for who's going to be on stage, what song's going to be first, what song's going to be last, all that sorts of stuff. So pretty interesting stuff there. And then we're also just going to react to the Super Bowl, what his opinions were. E-Colt, if you're in the chat. Quick little FU from Corbie, because Corbie was 2-0 on his props that he gave out. 2-0 on his props. So for those saying Corbie doesn't know ball, he knows ball. Anyways, after that, we got Pips coming on. Give us the usual 1-1 last show. Bobby Portis, SGP lost, but Drew Holiday over points and rebounds came through. We got a couple props for us here today. Got two props for us here today. We'll roll through those with Pips. And then finally closing out the show, G-Stack George coming on air. Limping his way on air after backing the Patriots the entire playoffs. I tried to tell you, George. We're going to talk some Super Bowl reactions. Take a look into next year. Yeah, I know that the season ended yesterday, but we're going to look into next year. We're going to look into Patriots, what they're going to look like. Seattle, what they're going to look like. Seattle's like $70 million in cap space. Wow. They're going to be scary next year. Then we're also going to look at some teams that we think can win the Super Bowl the day after the Super Bowl. So, excited to get into today's show. Excited to bring on our next guest. But before we do that, just want to let you guys know about our Discord, because if you're not in our Discord, you are missing out. We have nearly 1,800 members, and it's absolutely cooking. It's a place to chat during the games. Our creators are sharing banger bets, and so is our Hammer audience. Join us at discord.gg/hammer and see what you've been missing out on. You should check it out. It's a good time. We had some Anthem stuff in there that was pretty accurate. So if you're in the Discord, you had notifications on for the Super Bowl props channel, you've gotten the right number on the Anthem. You'd have bet that under 119.5. It steamed all the way to 115.5. Anyways, speaking of information, our first guest is college basketball, college football originator, NFL sharp, dare I say, Corbie. How's it going, my friend?
Boys, first try?
First try, you nailed it. I was a little worried for a second there. I was worried
because we did the Super Bowl show on StreamYard. So I was like, man,
Yes.
did we change up the whole situation over here? Yeah, NFL sharp. That's right. Put some respect to my name. 2-0 the props. and it was an SGP. So what are we doing here?
What was the SGP again? Oh, it was the under four. Oh, under and under.
Under and whoever does the tush push,
AJ Barnett.
Apparently, I wasn't aware. Irrelevant. Inconsequential, some would say, Jason. Who cares? Guess what I do know?
What?
128 yards, 11 minutes in the third quarter. I mean, we could have restarted and probably got to 128 field goal attempts, field goal successful length.
Yeah.
Easy money. We'll take it. That's what they call me. Damn, I don't have anything that rhymes with a C in the NFL. I go CC, like I always do, like customer care, customer corp. But I don't have anything in the NFL, so we're gonna just lock in. I'm 2-0, boys.
Corbie crushes. Corbie crushes.
Corbie crushes.
There's the CC. There you go. No, you did a great job coming on the show, and I texted E. Colt exactly what you sent me because I'm like, he needs to know. He needs to know because he was talking shit.
I agree.
He was talking shit. So, but no, your SGP came through the under 45. It was flying under into the second half, and then somehow, some way, I was looking around. Like my friends started to like leave the Super Bowl party I was at early. I'm like, guys, like if you have the under right now, you're like, how are you not like sweating this? They're like, whatever, I'm going home. Anyways,
so I actually funny timing on that. I texted you. I was like, easy. Tell old buddy shut the hell up or something like that. And the next play, there was a touchdown. Kenneth Walker ran it back, and it was a holding call. It's the only that was the play before the touchdown came back, and I was like, man, if it didn't come back, that'd been the worst time text message in history. Like, man, I would have felt like an idiot. But no, it was the most boring Super Bowl I've ever watched.
Horrible.
I did not have a fun time, but I did, I guess, win some bets and like have the stupidest payout structure. Whatever. It was a weird Super Bowl.
Let's talk us through this because I know you had a little bit kind of, I don't want to say all over the place for the halftime show. Last year, you had great stuff for the halftime show. I think you said something leaked, and you were able to get in on that information. Man. Yeah. So if we can bring this up, I don't know if you can bring this up on screen here, but yeah, one of your best sweats to date was last year's show where you had a bunch of no's on the songs, first song played, who will be a part of the halftime show, all that stuff. You had a great day. You had a great day there.
Go over one. Look at that mustard ticket. It just cracks me up to look. This is just, it's not the biggest bet I've ever taken. But look, one more. You were just there.
Yeah.
Look how hilarious this is. Like, Mustard doesn't even sing songs.
Yeah.
He just came out there to dance.
Yeah.
So it was hilarious. I think that I wouldn't say I was early to prediction markets. Of course, people were using call sheet a year ago.
Yeah.
But it was 40x in volume this year on the halftime show. $1 million was the total handle last year, and 40 million was this year. And it was very well documented that they were going out of their way to make sure no one found out the information. Mm-hmm. I mean, they just had random people dancing on stage. They played on the set list, like on the sound checks. They played every single song that Bad Bunny has, just to be like, all right, well, cool. You're right. They did play that on the sound check, but they played every single song. So no one knew. If anyone says they know, I'm confident in saying they didn't know. And I will stand by that. The people I know, and they told me every person is lying. But I will say I ended up getting a decent bet in after the performance, Jason.
Okay.
If you're willing to read the terms and conditions, it said if someone performs, they are considered. What is a performance? And in call sheet and Polymarket, it said dancing, DJing, something is performing. But then if you read one sentence under, like one slide deck under, I guess, it was like reverberated for this year's halftime show. That is only if you were a primary dancer, a primary DJ, all of these things. And so you could bet this 20 minutes after the halftime show ended. And we watched it. So I went and got as much Cardi B no as possible. She was not a primary dancer. She was just there. And she's on camera for 2 seconds. So the answer should have been no. It should have been graded out no. They helped. So there's like 10 people on stage. They graded all of those out no. And then Cardi B, they decided we'll grade out at price. So we don't know what the answer is. We'll grade out at price. So I got it at 70%. I think it paid out 74. Can't be upset. I think I won like $100, but I ended up getting like 6,000 down on the fact that like Cardi B should not have been a performer. And it got graded out weird. So if you literally go look at call sheet, it's like yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And then the only person that says TBD Cardi B, I'm like, what does this even mean? And so, pretty annoying into the Super Bowl season.
Yeah, no, definitely a weird way to do it. Also a weird way to grade it because, again, like all these prediction markets operate independently. Different ones grading different things. I saw Paul. I know Paulie played out. Kalshi did the thing where they kind of paid out that middle point. So yeah, pretty odd stuff there. Any other big hits for the Super Bowl for you? Any stuff that you were betting live? Were you also in on Jason Myers to win Super Bowl MVP? I clicked a little bit of that.
I clicked once. I didn't click enough. I was just kind of sitting back relaxing. You know, yeah. I'm one of those guys who, like, I wouldn't call it Debbie Downer because I listen. Hey, I'm with the best of them, Jason. Me and you could sit at a game and we could have a good time. But I will say, like, I don't feel any like obligation to just bet the Super Bowl because it's the Super Bowl. If I think something is right, I mean, Jason Myers had 17 points. I thought that he had a legitimate shot. Like, it wasn't just because I was like, watching the Super Bowl. I thought it was a legitimate good bet. So yeah, I had some of that. Didn't mind Kenneth Walker winning. It was a fun story. No, it was an awful game. Listen, you could say anybody could sit here and tell me like, oh, that's that. Talk about it in the chat. Call me, like, say that I don't know what I'm talking about. You could sit here and tell me like that is like what proper defense. Like, shut the hell up. It was boring. It was so boring. It was awful. I'm glad they kicked field goals and yeah, we live on to what is considered the best season, Jason.
Yeah,
5 weeks until March Madness bracket.
All right. How are you getting prepared for March Madness? I know you texted me you wanted to talk about the Wooden Award. Was that a joke? I couldn't. I can't tell with you. Sure. Okay. All right. Look, talk.
Cam Boozer's like
minus 2,000. I don't know. Like, what are you gonna do here? What are you gonna do here? Like, but yeah,
I did give it out at minus 118. I'm just saying I don't want to flex a minus 118 for 6 months, but we did. Also, the Dodgers, great bet, basically the same price. But we won't even talk about that, Jason. No, I would say March Madness is an interesting season. Obviously, it's like super fun. There's the note that I've been saying on Twitter is like you'll see a lot of people overreact in the next month to losses. Each of the last 5 national championships, the champion lost in February. I don't think it's that big of a deal. And we watched this on, I believe that was Friday. St. John's beat UConn, and I tweeted about it. So like, UConn could lose this game. Like St. John's is a really competent basketball team. I think the line went 3.5 down to 1, and St. John's won. And the note was like, because of this, the futures market is going to explode because people in their right minds are like, oh, it's already February, and they can't beat St. John's. They're not winning the national championship. This has happened every year. After that loss, UConn went 12-1 down to, I believe, 20-1. I could look at my pending. I bet UConn right after they lost. I talked about it on Twitter. I said this was going to happen. It's very obvious. And now they're like 17-1, which I still think is a pretty good price. UConn's a really good basketball team. And the only reason I bring this up is this is going to happen a few times. I think there's another time, like literally tonight, that this could happen. There's a high potential that Arizona loses tonight. They opened up three-point favorite. They're 1.5 now. They play Kansas at Kansas. They are 450 to win the national championship. If they lose this game, the market's going to be like, oh, Arizona might not be as good as we think, Jason. And they are. Like, it's just you got to lose a basketball game. Well, you play 30 of them. Like, you got to lose one. This isn't a bad spot to lose. So tonight, after the Arizona game, if they lose, remember that the number was 4.5. And if it's like 6.5 tonight, like, I am not worried about this loss in the slightest bit. I would probably rather a team lose before going into March Madness. So, yeah, from like a high level standpoint, I think UConn's still probably a decent bet if you can find like near 20-1. And if Arizona loses tonight, I'll be picking up a little Arizona into my Brad Powers portfolio matrix.
Brad Powers portfolio matrix. Love the Brad Powers reference there.
Gotta get it in there.
Connecticut, UConn 17-1 right now on FanDuel, but I think it's upwards of 20-1, like you mentioned there. So you should shop around. Arizona right now.
Sorry, there goes the voice.
Plus 420, as yelling at the TV for how exciting the Super Bowl was last night. No, I honestly think I had too many jalapeno poppers, and like my face feels so swollen this next morning. It was like I was the only one digging into those. Anyways, Arizona plus 420 right now. Hopefully they lose tonight. Hopefully we can get a better price. We saw Michigan we saw them overtake Michigan for the most likely to win the national championship here. But we've seen this top kind of shift up and down all throughout. You mentioned there's a chance Arizona could lose tonight. Do you want to click Kansas plus 116, or does that interest you? Or Kansas plus 1.5, or any other things in college basketball that are interesting to you tonight?
It's tough. I don't think it's the best bet on the board. I'm curious. We're going to try something, Jason. Let's see what kind of pull the Hammer Daily has here. Okay. All right. FanDuel, I think, is not going to be the best price, but we'll use the FanDuel price for winks and hints, and Jason sips his coffee as we say it. We're going to go to the Indiana-Oregon game. You can go over to those player props. I'm curious what we could do to a player prop market around here.
Okay.
And we're going to look at a guy, a 7-footer, who likes to shoot the deep ball. In the Oregon game, Nate Biddle over 1.5 threes. I believe FanDuel was minus 136. I checked like 15 minutes ago. Look at that. I'm just on my P's and Q's on a Monday. You can find some minus 04s, but we'll call it 136 with a little wink. Let's put this easy as we possibly can here, Jason. Oregon sucks. They're not good. They've dealt with injuries. I wouldn't say it's their fault. They're just not a good basketball team. They've dealt with stuff. Now Nate Biddle comes back. He came back last game. He shot 7 threes. Just like watching him play, there's 2 reasons why this happened. And also working the FanDuel, I don't mind a ladder here. I could get up to 3 threes. I could get up to 4 threes. I think Nate Biddle is about to shoot this thing like he's Steph Curry. I'm not going to lie to you. Listen, Nate Biddle is known for shooting the 3 ball, especially when he's on a good team. Now put him on a bad team. They're going to be down. I mean, they're 11.5 point dog. He is coming back from injury. He looked pretty out of shape in his last game. So you got a trailing big man against an Indiana team who plays drop coverage. He's going to have as many threes as he wants. I just don't imagine he's running down the court down 12 too fast. And it's a guy who likes to shoot the 3 anyway. So Nate Biddle, why pass the basketball? Your team is awful. You're the best player on the court. You're 1 game back from injury. You love to shoot the 3. They're going to give you the 3. Indiana gave Nolan Winter from Wisconsin. I believe he shot 5 threes. He went 3 for 5. And then Indiana, similar style. Rink Mass went 1 for 7. Of course, Nate Biddle could just miss shots, but I think his volume is going to be crazy today. It wouldn't surprise me if he shoots 10 threes.
Wow, 10 threes. You can get 3.
It is an exaggeration, of course, but it would not surprise me if that is the type of game.
Yes.
The issue is he's 1 game back. So let's say they're down 20. Do you leave him in? So that's the worry. But I think if they have any chance of covering, he's shooting a 3 ball. Also, how long is he going to be at Oregon? Are you playing the health game? He doesn't want to be there anymore. He's been there for 20 years. Jason, you were in middle school when he started at Oregon. So
we're the same age.
I was in middle school too. But yeah, he's going to shoot a lot of threes. 10 is exaggeration, of course, but it would not surprise me if it's up there. So over 1.5 threes, great price. 3 threes, 4 threes, 20 threes, LeBron in 7.
There you go. You can get the 2+ made threes at minus 136 over on FanDuel. 3+ made threes at the plus 240. So Nate Biddle, UConn. That's it for us here today. You got any side or total? I know you've been cooking on your totals. You give them out all the time on Twitter. Anything that you can? It just
kind of sucks, man.
Really? Okay.
27 games. Oh no, I got you one.
Okay.
I forgot about this. I think I'm going to bet it in just a minute. I will preface, I have not bet this yet. I actually just realized this game is happening right before I came on the show. The NCAA is doing this weird thing, Jason. I bet it on Saturday and I lost. So preface that too. They're playing non-con games in just the dead center of conference play. So on Saturday, Akron played Troy, Alabama, which just first off, why? Who knows? These are 2 teams who love to run and gun. They'll do whatever. They want to have a fast dance partner. Their conferences both are slow by nature. And so they've kind of they've been pressed down by their luck. That game played, I thought it was going to play high. I thought everyone was going to overreact to these teams are in a slow conference. Maybe they're slow teams. They're not. This game played 64%. It was such a slow basketball game, which makes me think every kid looks at these non-con in February and they're like, why the hell are we playing these? And they take it soft. Now, today, Howard plays Yale. Why? I could not tell you. Howard wants to run fast. Yale doesn't. Yale shoots a lot of threes. I'm going to play the under here. I don't see why this game is happening first. Second, Yale's a pretty tough offense to understand defensively. So it should take a little bit longer. And in sets, Yale's going to run through their stuff. If they get open looks, they're going to take it. But they love to run through their stuff, taking a lot of time off the clock. And in blowouts, we've seen Yale not really press the gas too much. So all this to say, this is fully a game on the angle that I think that kids don't really care as much in non-con in February. Why the hell are we playing this game? We're going to win it. We don't have to win it decisively and then go back into conference play. So Yale, Howard, under, I believe that's a 148.5.
147.5 on FanDuel, minus 110. But again, there's 148s out there. Just want to reference the FanDuel price. Corbie, what's this red thing you got in your hands?
It's a Beats case.
Yeah, people think it's vape all the time. No, it's my headset case.
Okay.
I do not vape. I what is that called? I have a really bad issue with sitting still.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
okay. So you need something in your hands. All right.
ADHD.
Yeah. That's why I usually wear these. But I don't look how dumb I would look on the show if I was like this, Jason. But yeah.
You look like me. We would be matching.
Yeah,
He looks
I
like a
do not
music
wanna match
producer.
you. I don't want to match you. So, I will say one thing for the show. All right, boys. Listen, I enjoy the show because we just get to mess around. But Rob probably is mad that we mess around. But I'm going to show y'all one thing. Everybody, let me know. Okay, so this has been here for years. You can see on it. This is State's all-time leading scorer. He wrote some note about whatever. I won't talk about it. I got what I consider the greatest jersey ever. So I'm a UAB alum. I got a game-worn James White number 5. So it's just going to be the front. So it'll just say like Birmingham across. Sick UAB alum. The fun note is I got the manager to give it to me. But the reason that this is fun is I could have gotten anybody. I could have gotten Jelly Walker. I could have got Yaxel Lindenborg, who's going to go to the NBA. I could have got Eric Gaines, the most fun player UAB's ever had. And I was like, hey, man, can you give me the James White number 5? He texted me back. He's like, what the hell are you talking about? James White only played 7 games at UAB. He averaged like 0.8 points a game. He transferred to New Orleans and became the guy who point shaved every game in New Orleans. I thought, what a better jersey to have in a sports bettor's office than the guy who shaved points for. Oh man,
allegedly.
He might not have done it.
Allegedly. You're not getting us in trouble here. Allegedly shaved points.
Yeah, he didn't do it, but. The Birmingham logo is going to go crazy. I'm excited for that.
All right. No, that's sick. I love that. No, I love the tweet as well. I saw it. You asked me, said this is a good tweet. I'm like, yeah, you should absolutely tweet this. I like how we can.
Yeah, I was making sure it wasn't. It's a little too niche, you know. Yeah. Maybe I'm the only guy that likes that kind of stuff. So I had to double check. Had to ask my board of directors, Jason.
There we go.
Make sure the tweet is going to go crazy. So also shout out to Sabrina Carpenter for the lock. I bet that with you.
Yeah, this is crazy. Like I'm shocked more people didn't see that. She was just telling us all the information beforehand. So shout out to Sabrina Carpenter. Appreciate that, Corbie. Appreciate you joining the show. Appreciate you sharing your knowledge here. As the what would you call yourself here? The Darren Ravel of college basketball jerseys.
Yeah, the Darren Ravel of jerseys. We got the right state. 1 minute, I'll pull this one out.
Okay. As he goes to grab his jersey, I'm so excited to see what this is. I'm also
a Tulsa football jersey. Who's got this? It's signed by the third string quarterback.
That's nuts.
What are we doing here?
Is it only college jerseys? Do you have like a Pete Rose jersey as well? Like what are we looking for?
Only college jerseys and Tyler Glass now. No. Dodgers and 7, boy.
That's good. You were scared for a second during that series. I know.
The funny part is I literally just keep that jersey on the ground over here. It's right here, just so I can mess with you every time you talk about it. Like I don't the jersey has no reference in this office.
That's where we wrap it up.
All right, Corbie, appreciate you joining the show every Monday. Always bringing the heat. We'll chat next week. Actually, we won't. Right, content break next week. We'll chat 2 weeks from now. Appreciate you.
Content break? All right, boys.
See ya. This would be a great time to let you guys know that yes, next week we are pausing content here at the Hammer Betting Network. Just giving us a break. You know, it's been a long season. It's been a lot of fun. We're still going to be going strong into the summer, but, you know, just giving us a week off to reset, get realigned.
The real reason is because Rob's just going on vacation. So he's like, I'm going on vacation. You guys can have a week off too.
That's exactly what it is here. Yeah. Exactly. He just didn't want to do circle back. Didn't want to have me on for one more week. So he's like, all right, either Jason is on circle back or everyone takes a break. You know what? Let's spare the audience.
The invite on vacation with him would have been nice, but it's
all right. Maybe next year.
Yeah.
Maybe next year. All right. We got Pips coming on in just a second here. Before we bring on Pips, though, just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors over at FanDuel. The Winter Games are here, and FanDuel is ready for them because every 4 years, winter sports takes over. Curling matches that start slow and somehow get tense fast. Speed skating decided by inches. Hockey games that feel different from the opening faceoff, and so much more. That's why betting the Winter Games on FanDuel makes a ton of sense. From gain lines to medal counts to finding your angles on the events you care about the most, FanDuel gives you more ways to stay connected to the action. The Winter Games are on, and there's no better way to follow them than with a bet on FanDuel. FanDuel, play your game. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, Philly, Kansas, Casino, 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit FanDuel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/China, Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelpline.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. All right.
Breathe, Jay. Breathe. Come on.
Let's bring on our next guest here. You know him. You love him. He's an NBA props originator, co-founder of Props Madness. Pips, How's it going, my friend?
Can't wait for the break myself. Been grinding a tough season, but yeah, I love it until I get tired of it, and then need a break, and then back to loving it again. So yeah,
We have like I want to say like maybe 8 weeks left of basketball. I mean like regular season basketball, 7 weeks, 8 to 10. Anyways, so it's like it feels like a lot, but we're in the slog right now. Once we get to the finish line, we're going to look back and be like, damn, I wish I had one more week to bet. Wish I had one more week to bet. So I always like to remind myself of that when we hit these February, March months, that it's like there's only so much time remaining to be able to bet on this stuff until we hit the playoffs and things get a little tighter, a little sharper. So, yeah. Have you been watching the Olympics at all, by the way? Or no, you don't care about that?
Busy. I mean, I did care earlier. I will watch everything. Winter or in summer, I was the guy that was watching it like 10 hours a day throughout the summer. And winter, kind of more busy than during the summer usually, so didn't watch as much. But I watch skiing a lot, so yeah.
All right.
I love it. If I had more time, I will definitely watch more. Yeah.
Of course. No, we have it. We had it in the office today, on in the background. It's just a good thing to have on in the background. Plus, we got hockey coming up, and I'm going to be watching every second of that. Last Friday, 1-1. We did okay. Bobby Portis couldn't get 2 more rebounds for us. All right. It's all right.
Yeah. I mean, he started from the bench. Expected him to play as a starter. Yeah. And Miles Turner got 10 rebounds. The guy that usually averages like 3 rebounds a game got all the rebounds. So, yeah.
It's all right. We lost that one, but we won. Drew Holiday, 19.5 points and rebounds. So that was a big
easy one.
Easy one. I'm pretty sure he got 20 points alone without even looking at his rebound. So that was a let's rip a basketball term here. That was a layup.
Yep.
All right. We got 2 props for us here today. I'll let you start with the first one, which is Donovan Mitchell. We're going to go over 27.5 points.
Mitchell, yeah.
Minus 102 on FanDuel.
Yeah, pretty widely available.
Mm.
Good. Yeah. Got myself in 26.5 earlier, but still like it at 27.5. There's some numbers I'll show you guys. He's being really enjoying playing with secondary playmaker or first playmaker this season. When you look at the entire season, he's averaging 29 points a game on the entire season. When we set the games between 30 plus minutes, 29.2. Hit this in 30 out of 40 games, just straight. But he's playing horrible defense now. Over the last 15 games, Denver Nuggets are ranked as the 22nd defensive rating over the entire season, 24th. So they are being bottom of 10 of the league for the entire season. When we look for the games when Donovan Mitchell is not facing top 10 teams in defensive rating, we can see that he's averaging 32 points a game. He looking at when he's facing teams top 10 in defense, he's averaging 23 points a game. Incredible, like how big swing he gets when he's facing great defensive teams, and he was putting numbers against horrible teams. If we exclude those 10 teams, top 10 teams, we can see that he's averaging 32 points a game, covering this in 24 out of 31 games. And also when we look at the teams that are not like top of the league, top 5 in defense against guards overall, he's averaging 32 points a game, covering 82% of the games, which is absolutely insane. No Garland now, but Harden is in. But he kind of plays better with main when he's not the main playmaker. So in games with Garland, when Garland was playing, he covered in 12 out of 14, 34 points average. In games with Garland, people will expect he scored more without Garland, but with Garland, he scored more actually. And first game with Harden in the lineup, he scores 35 points, 24 field goal attempts, 7 free throws, insane volume. I think Harden is there to just make everything easier for the team, for the other guys. He didn't shoot at all until last 5 minutes of the game. So when he needed to score for them to win, so he'll get great looks for Donovan Mitchell and Jarrett Allen, but I'm going with Donovan Mitchell today. First bet, Donovan Mitchell over points.
Yep, Donovan Mitchell, like you mentioned last game, 35 points there with James Harden playing in that game in his first game for the Cavs. How did you feel like he looked there? Like, it seems like you like that they have him in this sort of they have him in like a defined role where he's not just a scorer. Do you think that the way that they're deploying him is the right way?
I mean, he'll get even better with time. He looked absolutely amazing in the second half and looked kind of, okay, we are trying to figure this out in the second half, looked absolutely amazing. So when we spoke about trades, I said I absolutely love James Harden for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Look good first game, but it's a Kings, so you shouldn't take any shit from it. Like, it's meaningless almost. So let's see tonight. There are 1 point spread for the Cleveland. So yeah, we need to see how that works in a game that's projected to be close. So is Harden able to swing it for the Cavs here?
Yeah, will be interesting because as well, just looking at futures, Cavs, even though they're one of the favorites to make it out of the Eastern Conference here, the Denver Nuggets are situated above them to win the NBA championship. So maybe this could swing it.
Yeah. I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
The Cavaliers are favorites away, and they are without Mobley. I mean, obviously Denver is also without Gordon, but I kind of value Mobley much more than Gordon. So this will be like second or third best team on the West versus the best team on the East, which is kind of even because East is so much worse.
Yes. Makes perfect sense then. All right, let's flip over to the other prop you had today. We're going to head over to the Bucks and Magic game. We're going to go over to player threes. Going to head over to that market. We're going to go to 2+ made threes, and we're going to take Anthony Black -128, 2+ threes. Talk me through this one here, Peps.
Yeah, I think it's I'll open this on screen. I think it's a huge overreaction for Franz Wagner being back. I don't think anything changes for Black here. He's going to play 30+ minutes. It's probably like 34. And in the games when he gets 30+ minutes, we can see that he covered this line of threes in 11 of the last 15, averaging 2.2 threes made. But what's incredible about this matchup is he's usually driving to the rim a lot. And he's now facing team that one of the best paint defenses, not because they are good defensively, because they are actively trying to prevent paint points. And you always need to give up something. And when you are not great paint defense and you are collapsing there, you are leaving a ton of wide open threes. And looking at the last 15 games, Bucks allowed third most threes in the league, third most catch and shoot stuff. They are sixth worst defensive rating, and they allow the most above the break threes. So makes sense. If you are great paint defense, you probably allow a ton of threes. And when we take a look, when he's facing teams who are not top 5 in 3-point defense and not one of the best catch and shoot defenses like Raptors are, we can see that he covered this line in like 13 out of 15 games. So since over the last 6 weeks, he covered this line in 13 out of 15 games when playing 30+ minutes against teams outside of top 10 3-point defense. And they are bottom of the league. And over that span, he averaged 3 threes made a game. And we are betting 2+ for tonight. Honestly, Franz being back maybe even helps his threes. Maybe he gets a bit less on-ball reps and maybe a more off-ball reps. Franz Wagner is very famous for his driving to the rim and attacking the rim. They are collapsing there, so driving kick opportunities for Black. Over these 15 games, he's averaging 6.6 attempts per game, and we need 2. So 2 from 6 should be on the cards at least. So
Mhm.
2 games that he didn't cover, he shot 1 from 7.
Mhm.
So he was supposed to cover in that one as well. Just shot horrible. So Anthony Black, our second bet.
Anthony Black over 1.5 or 2+ means the same thing. -128 is what we're looking for out there. And yeah, hopefully you guys are able to scoop those up. You can piece those two: Anthony Black over 1.5 threes, Donovan Mitchell over 27.5 points, with Corbie's little prop of Nate Biddle, 2+ made threes.
Yeah.
We're getting a little SGP going here.
Yeah, maybe like I don't know what's the price for Black to make threes, 3 threes. You said all this like we need to ladder stuff.
Yeah, I didn't say
long
we
shot.
need to. I never said we need. It's just sometimes like it's like when you're right about this stuff, Pips. You usually are like pretty right, and it's like you're looking for medium outcomes. I always love to take long shots. So 3+ is +220 for him. For Black, 4+ is +560.
I would say that, like FanDuel has probably the worst number on this.
Yeah.
On this, so shop around. Think
Yes.
plus 250 is probably available somewhere. So yeah, definitely think there is a chance he'll get the looks. So yeah, that's what I'm actually. The thing I need to improve is taking more of these long shots. Because when I win by a lot. When I lose on the hook or really close. So probably the best way should increase my volume of long shots, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Excited to see. Hopefully that can be something that we work on for next year. But yeah.
Yep.
Pips, appreciate you joining the show. Any final thoughts before you head out? I know you said it's been a bit of a trek of a season so far. Any final thoughts post trade deadline that we weren't able to talk about yesterday? Too many teams tanking. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, just lowers my volume because some games I like someone thrives in chaos. I'm not like huge on it. I love when there's like things some standard patterns. I'm working the best probably with small sample sizes, but here now on some spots there is no sample size at all. So yeah, I only need a couple of games with these new teams, new guys, and game 3, game 4 with I can get some edges down, but overall, just waiting for the break. Honestly, I will say I do looking forward to Wednesday because there is 14 games slate that day. So tomorrow only 4, so maybe like lower workload. Tomorrow resting and then attacking Wednesday like heavily, and then another off day Thursday, and then All-Star break, and definitely will rest a ton.
All right, we need to have you on for some dunk contest stuff here. So make sure you keep an eye out for who you think is going to win that stuff, and maybe we can talk about it on Friday.
Yeah, that's a fun bet. Just fun bet.
Anyways, Pips, appreciate you joining the show. Appreciate you staying late in office as you always do. We'll chat soon.
See ya, guys.
Great stuff there from Pips, as always. Anthony Black over 1.5 threes, -125 at FanDuel. Donovan Mitchell over 27.5 points, -102 at FanDuel. That's what we're looking at here. Let's bring on our next guest in just a second. But I see people in the chat talking about it. Yes, I got you guys the goods. I hope you guys were able to react and get as much down as possible when I found that insider information. Sabrina Carpenter so politely leaked the script to me, leaked her opinion to me. She told me herself that, Seahawks were going to win. So thank you, Sabrina. Appreciate you. Maybe she'll respond to me on Twitter. Who knows? Anyways, shout out Sabrina Carpenter. Big fan. Big fan. Next guest we have is someone who should have listened to the great Sabrina Carpenter. He is the winner of the inaugural Hammer Fantasy League. George, how's it going?
I'm doing well. I was hoping you would add to my title and say successful prop extravaganza.
Okay. What was your prop that you gave out? I don't remember what you gave.
Drake May passing over.
Yes. I mean,
lucky for us, we went. Kirk and Flupp
donations.
They like
Mr. Peanut Butter donations.
Yeah, like you and I had to pick up the slack for those crazy bastards and their long shots that were smoked.
Yeah, they were terrible. They were terrible. The prop prince is what they call you. So does that mean I get to be the prop jester?
Well, listen, Hitman lost his prop, so it's only right you and I move up a tier and he gets down. Like,
Okay.
right? This
So-
is how it works.
So you're now the king, he's the prince, and I'm still the jester.
I think you two need to battle it out for Prince.
All right, we'll have to battle it out then with Hitman here. I don't know if I'm going to see Hitman for another 6 months. That's the only problem. He goes into he goes onto the golf course and he's nowhere to be seen for the next.
Well, Jason, you won 2 Hammer Draft Series videos, including the Super Bowl champ, because you were the only one who believed in this Seahawks team. Hitman 0-3.
Wow. Hitman, not sharp. No, I'm kidding. He's sharp. Can't
You
say
said
that.
you said
I was kidding. I was just gonna say maybe he lost his touch, but no. He's still good. George, I know you're
Yes.
high. I know you're high on the Patriots all season long. I know you're high on the Patriots sort of all playoffs. What was your reaction to the Super Bowl watching it live?
So I had a couple reactions. Let's start with New England. I thought Will Campbell and Jared Wilson were like a
Horrible.
disaster.
Yeah, horrible.
Will Campbell, like when he wasn't getting beat around the corner, he was just getting bull rushed
Mm-hmm.
into Drake May. I thought Jared Wilson, like a guy that no one even knows on Seattle's D line, like the 8th guy, literally pushed him back from the start of right from the snap into Drake May. I also thought they had a terrible game plan. Felt like the Denver game where like where were the screens and some of the stuff to mitigate the pass rush. That being said, Mike McDonald was incredible. He ratcheted up blitz early. He was sending like Devin Witherspoon. It was all coming off the left side too. Ernest Jones got home with a nice blitz right up the middle. I thought Tariq Woolen was good. You know when Tariq Woolen doesn't get mentioned in the game, Jason, that means Tariq Woolen was good and he didn't get burnt. Truthfully, the Seahawks, there's a couple things that stand out. Like Patriots, most sacks given up in a playoff run, even worse than the Joe Burrow Bengals Super Bowl run. And the Seahawks did not turn the ball over a single time in the playoffs. They were just so disciplined. They did not beat themselves. So honestly, all credit to them because they put on a dominant performance.
My boy, first USC quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert have been like blocked by Mahomes their whole career. And the 1 year Mahomes decides to give everybody a break. Sammy Darnold wins the Super Bowl.
It's quite shocking. Quite shocking there. But good for Sam Darnold. Good for this team. Happy with the Seahawks, how they performed. I know I said I didn't have a ticket on them to win the Super Bowl, but I had a bunch of other exposure to the Seahawks being really good this year, including the Hammer Draft Series. I'm just happy for Sam Darnold. I'm happy for this team. George, I'm
happy for Mike McDonald too.
Yes. Great story.
He's like the first coach that's called the defense and won the Super Bowl, which I thought was impressive.
I was so shocked with that. How did that not? Was there?
I guess even the defensive-minded coaches that used to call plays once upon a time became more CEOs in the years that they won. Like Bill used to call plays once upon a time, but he was a CEO, and I'm guessing many of them fit that bill.
I'm pretty sure there was a Super Bowl where Bill was calling plays. Like I just feel like that doesn't seem right to me.
Well, I remember the first iteration of the Patriots was Charlie Weiss and Romeo Crennel, and then it kind of like evolved Josh McDaniels and then Matt Patricia for a little bit. Brian Flores called the Super Bowl win against the Rams, and he called them. Now they didn't. I don't think they had an official defensive coordinator.
Okay.
In a couple, like I don't think Brian Flores was technically the defensive coordinator when they won the Super Bowl, but he most definitely called the plays in that Super Bowl.
All right, quick little Google search we have here is the 2002 Super Bowl. Bill Belichick was calling the defensive plays.
All right, maybe they meant in the last 20 years or something.
Also, wasn't Mike Tomlin? Didn't Mike?
No, Tomlin never called his plays. He used to. Tomlin came from I think Minnesota.
Yeah, as
the
the
defense
DC.
coordinator. Yeah, but he never called the plays once he got to Pittsburgh.
It's also saying he was heavily involved in intercalling defensive. I don't know how much I trust the Google AI though. But yeah, I heard that on the broadcast. I saw Ari Marioff tweet it out, who was honestly famously like not a real person who just tweets out random stuff, aggregator account. I feel like that's just not true. I think we've determined that this is not true now.
Well, I can't think of off the top of my head outside of Bill Belichick, because all the Chiefs Super Bowls were Andy Reid. The Bucs Super Bowl was Byron Leftwich. Philly obviously have used offensive play callers. I actually don't know who would have won. Anyways, this is bad content.
Sorry, but anyways, let's move on from the Super Bowl stuff here, because that was just bothering me kind of all day when I heard that on the broadcast here. A lot to look forward to. Okay, wait. How did we miss the left side being such an issue for this Patriots team? How did we miss that? Because all these last 2 weeks, this entire cycle, all I heard was that Drake May didn't play great, but he kind of had some outs. Like the weather in the Denver game, he looked good for a half in the Houston game. But some people were just forgetting about the Los Angeles game. Why were we so convinced about this, George? I just never understood it. I always tried to push back. I said, hey, the weather wasn't a factor. It was only in the fourth quarter. It looks like that left side got dominated. What did people miss here, you think?
I don't know that anybody missed anything. I was searching up. I searched up the word Jared Wilson in our Hammer group chat. On October 26th, I wrote, Jared Wilson is a freaking turnstile. And then another tweet, I said, the left side of that O-line is in huge trouble against the Cleveland Browns when they played. So I don't think anyone was ever under a mirage that the left side of the O-line was very good. I just think once you ran into the elite of the elite defenses in the playoffs, it became quite apparent. He got sacked, I think, 5 times in every game. And then I think he got sacked 6 times in the Super Bowl. Kind of crazy. Yeah.
Disappointing game plan for McDaniels, but disappointing all around. We were talking with Rob about how maybe Mike Vrabel might be one of the most overrated coaches now. Especially with like how this season sort of
he made such a suboptimal decision in the game.
Oh my God, I didn't even talk about this. Yeah, go. Sorry.
But like, listen, Mike McDonald was the coach of the year. I maintain that. I don't know how he didn't win the award when it's so clearly that Seattle success is heavily reliant on him.
Yeah, he calls the plays. Like that is the difference maker on its own. He calls the freaking plays.
Now that being said, Seattle, like I think John Snyder deserves a lot of credit. I went back, Jason. I looked at their 2022 draft class in 2023. In 22, they draft first round pick offensive tackle Charles Cross, best O lineman. Second round picks, they draft Boye Mafe, great pass rusher for them, or at least a very good rotational, and Kenneth Walker. Third round pick, they draft Abraham Lucas, who's their right tackle. So they got both their tackles in the same draft. And then they go fourth round Kobe Bryant and fifth round Tariq Woolen in the secondary. Incredible. Follows that up the next year, goes Devin Witherspoon and Jackson Smith and Jigba in round 1.
Slam dunks.
Literally their best 2 players probably on the team. Derek Hall and Zach Charbonnet in their second round. So good pass rusher. And maybe the guy who's been holding Kenneth Walker back.
I disagree. Keep going. Sorry.
And then Anthony Bradford, who's not that good. He's actually bad, but he's a starting guard in the fourth round. So 5 starters in 2023 and 6 players that played meaningful snaps for the Seahawks. That's 11 key players in 2 years. That's an incredible run.
Yeah, no, they did absolutely great stuff there. Seattle Seahawks, and again, tons of cap space heading into next season. So let's flip over
6 months cap space. Obviously, Clint Kubiak's the big problem, Jason.
Yes.
But Jason might be getting better. Interior O-line might be getting better because Gray Zabel was a rookie, wasn't that good this year, but first round pick. Now they have Kenneth Walker and Tariq Woolen decisions to make, but they can very easily replace the talent on the field. The cap space will be an issue. I also think the Patriots arrow is up. 11th most cap space, have money. Their left side of their O-line is a problem, and I don't know I think they have to draft a tackle, kick Will Campbell in the guard, and maybe turn Jared Wilson into a center. Their defense was very good. Now Carlton Davis is older, but Jason, they had like some of the most meaningful snaps played by rookies this year. I looked at the top 5 teams of like most rookie snaps, and they're the only playoff team on that list. A lot of the other teams are like Jets and Browns and really bad teams who were like tanking and playing guys. That's like they have obviously the left side of their O-line. Travion Henderson and Kyle Williams on offense. Craig Woodson was their starting safety all year and played fantastic. And then Joshua Farmer, their D lineman, was playing a lot of meaningful snaps before hitting the IR, and obviously their kicker. The problem is, I think they need another weapon. Stephon Diggs and Matt Collins are both going to be 33 next year. Keyshawn Booty's good. They probably want to factor in Kyle Williams, but who scares you at receiver? Maybe they need to go get a AJ Brown or trade for a good receiver.
Maybe trade for DJ Moore. That could be a good one. Or
I'd go bigger. I listen. You have Drake May in a rookie contract. Biggest advantage in sports. Why not go swing for? I like not Pickens because he's a head case, but why not that level of talent?
Maybe take a swing on Brandon Ayuk. Is that still a thing? Who knows?
I'd come get Jalen Waddle from Miami.
Okay, I like that. You're like, give me 2 first-round picks. No,
I'll take a 1 and a 3.
Okay. The only thing I'm worried about with this Patriots team is I think I'm worried with their. I don't know if Josh McDaniel's good. Like I still don't. We've had a full season of him, but like I just don't know. Do you think he's good? Like, do you think he'll be able to like replicate what they've done this season with him?
It's hard to say because many people will say to you, "Oh, this Patriots team was very lucky." And here's the funny thing, and I had this conversation with some people will predict every single week that a team is overrated and sucks, and they're probably gonna lose. And then finally, on the 4th try, they get it right, and now they've been vindicated. I don't think the Patriots are like. To me, the Patriots are probably one of the 10 best teams in football starting next year. Just factoring in the money situation they have. Drake May's upside again, continuing getting better, and the fact that they had as many rookies as they did contribute. That being said, I never get hasty. Like, we still have to see what everybody does in the offseason.
Yeah. I was going to say we would do a redraft of the 2024 NFL draft because I think maybe, just maybe, the NFL teams got it right when they did that draft based on what we saw this past game. Instead of doing that, though, we're going to take an early look. 2026. 2026 Super Bowl winners. Go ahead.
I like it. If we can pull up the Super Bowl odds for 2026. Let's do it. Jason, our good friend Eric Eager said, I've never seen the odds spread out so far. This is the Mahomes is not the top favorite again, and now there's a little bit more parity in the league. Like, there's a lot of intriguing teams, and obviously their offseason moves will be here. But, like, okay, Seattle, Rams, Baltimore, Buffalo are, like, the highly favored. But, like, Chargers in a middling price look interesting. Philly, if they can sort their offense with their new offensive coordinator, Sean Mannion. KC's interesting. I didn't think KC was that bad. And they need a couple. They need a couple things. Probably need another pass rusher.
Yep.
Probably need to maybe add one more dynamic weapon. What if the 49ers defense doesn't get hurt? What if Denver takes another step forward? Jacksonville was close. Chicago, Houston. I'm curious your thoughts. Is there anyone that's standing out?
There's 3 teams. George, you sent me like a long list. I thought you would whittle it down here a bit here, but yeah, you sent me a long list. There's a ton of interesting teams. Go ahead.
I have my 3 teams that I like at their price points the most.
Okay, I sent you my 3 teams, and I think it's no doubt in anyone's mind that one of the teams I would have is the Chicago Bears at 27-1. It feels like just the amount of growth we've seen on their offense, how good they've looked, and I think we'll see what happens in the draft, but they drafted pretty well last year. Maybe they can do well again this year. Don't know how too much. I don't think they have too much cap space, but they can make it work if they get rid of DeAndre Swift and they get rid of DJ Moore. They'll have, I think, around $30 to $40 million in cap space just by getting rid of both those players in trades. I think you could actually cut DeAndre Swift and still be fine. Anyways, 27-1 Chicago Bears right now. One of the best quarterbacks in the league. One of the best offensive-minded head coach in the league. And Dennis Allen looked great as the defensive coordinator. Like, their defense looked really good. Maybe they'll regress, but if they don't regress and if they can continue to look really good, I like Chicago Bears 27-1.
Yeah, listen. Okay, my favorite bet on the board is the Chiefs at the current price.
I don't, and I wouldn't blame you for that.
Now, like, that being said, there's one team that intrigues me And this is going to sound crazy because they were so bad. I'm very intrigued to see what the Cowboys do in the offseason.
Okay. I was looking at the Cowboys as well because Cowboys right now 30-1.
I'm just thinking weak division. The problem is it's become very obvious you have to win. I mean, it's a lot easier to be at home.
Look at the Seahawks.
Maybe if Seattle has to go to the Rams, they don't win the game. Who knows? That could be that one game on Week 15 Thursday night was the decider. It's tough to be excited about Packers, Bears, and Lions because it's still a gauntlet, including Minnesota there. The same way with the Chiefs, Broncos, and Chargers, it feels like 3 super teams. I don't know if the Eagles take a step back and maybe the Cowboys could be that team. I like the way their offense looked for a lot of last year, but they need to fix that defense big time.
Yeah, it's also going to be contingent on them being able to keep Pickens, I think, as well, because the offense obviously looked great last year, but with the extra element of Pickens, put them over the top. The cup overflowed for them. Cup runneth over for them. So, but if they don't keep him, it'll be interesting.
I got to tell you, it's been icky cheering for the Patriots this playoff run. It's like sometimes I make bets in politics that are good bets, but I really don't like the politician.
Mm-hmm.
And I find I'm cheering with my financial interests against my I don't want to say morals, but against the outcome I don't like. And that's how I felt with the Patriots. I'm very glad to not have to be a Patriots rider next year.
All right,
unless the price becomes really good. And
of course.
Jump on again.
Of course. Quickly, I have 2 more teams that I liked. I'm just going to rattle them off. Baltimore Ravens, Jesse Minter, head coach, believe in Lamar Jackson. Depends what they can do.
For sure. They're priced. They're still priced as a house again.
Yeah, 12-1 though I think is just because it's so spread out, George. I really like the 12-1. They look really good to come out of the AFC and then also Chargers 15-1. Told Jeff this time last year. Told Jeff it's a couple months ago saying we're clicking Chargers 2027. So I have to keep my word. Click
Are
Chargers.
You saying if man is gonna get it done?
Maybe.
You ever heard the term if man for Justin Herbert?
Oh, I hear it all the time. I'm pretty sure I sent a picture of if man in the chat. One just name that I want to throw out there that is gonna be insane. It's gonna lose, obviously. But Vegas 125-1. They're nowhere near a complete team. There's a lot of stuff that can happen in the draft. Their defense was not the worst this year. You have a game breaker on defense. If Fernando Mendoza is elite, you have an incredible offensive coordinator. The pieces are there to be whoa, Raiders might be able to make the playoffs. Whoa, Raiders might be able to go on a run here.
Oh man, they have no defense in O-line. Come on, and no receivers. Let's do that though. Right? Who's Seattle this year? Who's the team that's down the board?
Falcons?
Yeah, maybe.
Vikings?
Yeah, Viking. I mean,
Bucks 50-1.
So these teams are all pending bad quarterbacks being good. I guess the best quarterback down the list is Washington, if they can somehow. They have money to spend.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that's really catching my eye though, Jason. 150-1. Carolina. New coaching staff, and he really showed me something.
Tennessee Titans, obviously.
I am
Cam Ward all the way through.
I'm betting division, MVP, and Super Bowl. And they have the second most money to spend.
We'll see, George. Cam Ward is a sickness for you. Any other teams you want to mention here before I let you out?
No. Miami Dolphins last overall. Can I do that? Can I see an 0-17 and this time we draft the quarterback and not an offensive?
Arch Manning to the Dolphins 2027. Let's make it happen, George.
That would be a beautiful thing.
All right. Appreciate you joining the show, George. We'll chat soon.
Thank you, my friend. Take care.
Awesome stuff there from George. As always, we have to wrap up here super quickly because we got Circle Back live in the other room over there. I hear them chatting, and I want to go bug Jeff quickly here. So before we head out, do us a huge favor. Smash the like button. Goes a long way here on the channel. If you're new to the channel as well, hit the subscribe button. If you want to share with a friend, please do share with a friend. Velvet was the word of the day on Friday. Suede is the word of the day on today. So if you made it this far, you're watching after the fact, drop in the comment section down below the word suede. That way I'll know you watched the whole thing. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. That's it. That wraps up today's show. This has been the Monday, February 9th edition of the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Bang Network, presented by our good friends over at FanDuel. We will see you guys right here tomorrow.